Ladies and gentlemen, back in action with a #1 contenders match for the Hughes Academy Championship. Two men that are very familiar with each other, Spartan and Dorian Webber. They've had several matches one-on-one with each other. I believe, if memory serves me, Spartan has won more of those than he's lost. But that is not to count out. Dorian Webber. He is an extraordinarily capable competitor. Very excels at mind games within the ring. And as I say every time, don't let his silly antics take you off your game, because Dorian Webber is a vicious, dangerous competitor. Very, very capable. Dorian Webber there against Spartan. The winner of this match is going to go on to face the Hughes Academy champion, who we will see defended, or decided I should say, later on tonight when Frankie Quinn wrestles Horus. And Spartan, world travel competitor, muscling Dorian Webber straight over with the headlock, and looking like he wanted an early fall there, going straight on for the headlock straight into almost a pinning predicament. But Dorian, sensing danger, countering straight out of that with that leg hold. And such a rudimentary maneuver, but if you can get the angles right and you can really lock your feet, is extremely hard to get out of. And you can absolutely just drive the wind out of someone and choke someone out. And Spartan, sensing danger as himself and rolling straight through that into his own headlock. And not only a headlock, but just cranking at the neck of Dorian Webber there as Spartan. Dorian rolling straight out of it, and that's such a great way to get out of a hold like that. If you're getting pinned and you've got the option of either losing the match or breaking the hold, it's fairly obvious which one you're going to take. The crowd here chanting for Spartan, trying to fire him up in this headlock. Clearly the most popular of the two competitors is Spartan. And Dorian Webber, as I said, extremely smart. But Spartan countering straight into a backslide for Dorian Webber. Spartan is clearly trying to get the early win with Dorian in this match. He is going for pinfall predicament after pinfall predicament. Again, a 2 count. Dorian managing to kick out. But Spartan, he's not wanting to work by the hour. Going for a small package pin. Dorian wisely, very wisely, rolling out of the ring to try and get his breath back and break up Spartan's momentum. Trying to say before, Spartan has clearly done his homework. He understands that Dorian is the master of taking advantages of small windows and playing dirty tricks in the ring. He understands if he wants to go on to face the Hughes Academy champion, he needs to put this match away quickly before Dorian can get one up on him. Dorian trying to urge our referee Cody there to get Spartan back before he'll get in the ring. Again, as I said, the mind games of, and there we see it. The mind games of Dorian Webber, complaining to the referee, complaining to Spartan, and still wanting to goof around outside the ring. And you know that Dorian is taunting Spartan and trying to throw him off his game. You see Spartan there stammer a little bit while he was talking to the crowd. Maybe we're seeing Spartan thrown off his game a little bit by Dorian's antics. I don't know what Dorian's doing there. Stretch out the hamstrings. Always nice to have stretched out legs. You don't want to suffer an injury. As I said, Dorian's a very smart competitor. Stretch your left leg as well, mate. Oh, there you go. Rolling in the ring again to break up the count. Dorian, and there we go, stretching the left leg. As I said, Dorian's an extremely smart competitor. Stretch both legs. And Dorian here, goading Spartan out of the ring. We're seeing Spartan limping at this point. Has he tweaked his knee getting out of the ring? I mean, that's very, very easy to do. I've done it myself. It's, you know, the distance from the ring to the floor, that's about waist height. That's, you know, about 1.5 meters. You drop with that quickly when you're trying to run after an opponent. You can tweak your knee pretty easily. And it looks like Spartan may have tweaked his knee trying to get out of the ring. And Dorian right onto the attack of Spartan. Yeah, to know Dorian was goading Spartan into the ring with his little antics running outside the ring, but it looks like he's got a 2-for-1. Both staying on top of Spartan with those vicious kicks and stomps to the back of Spartan, but also, I think Spartan's tweaked his knee getting outside of the ring. He's clearly favoring that right leg. That left leg is he's putting that down very gingerly. It is clearly bothering him. It looks like he's tweaked it right when he was getting out of the ring to chase Dorian. And a leg injury or a knee injury like that could be extremely severe. And you have to know Dorian, as I said, a very smart competitor, is completely aware of that leg injury. He hasn't targeted it yet. But you have to know that is on the radar for Dorian at some point when he wants to get in control of this match. But Spartan, understanding that if he's suffering an injury, he needs to shut Dorian Webber down very quickly, go back to his power game, his speed games, what he's very good at. And speaking of power, a big scoop slam on a Dorian Webber from Spartan. It's got to be disappointing for Spartan there. Dorian kicking out. And as I said there, we knew Dorian was going to pick at that leg at some point, and here it is. He got a lucky break with Spartan tweaking the knee, getting out of the ring, and Dorian is taking full advantage of a very fluid situation there. But Dorian pinpointing that leg, and so much of Spartan's offense comes from his legs. You know, the explosiveness of the spear. It comes from pushing off of that leg, and often the left leg is the back leg. And also was tomorrow driver number 2, getting a strong base beneath you to pick someone up, deadlift another human being and drop them on the back of the head. Again, you need powerful legs. And Dorian Webber taking full advantage of that weak leg. But Spartan not letting him, striking back at Dorian Webber. Maybe not enough for Dorian to break the hold, but certainly enough to annoy him a little bit. But the crowd again trying to fire Spartan up. And Spartan with his good right leg managing to kick Dorian Webber off. And with one leg beneath him, Spartan is able to just hoist Dorian Webber onto his shoulders, but still the damage to that left leg. Spartan was not able to execute the maneuver he was thinking about, and Dorian taking full advantage. Jesus, almost driving Spartan's head off, but pushing him outside of the ring like that. Oh, and that kick right to the sternum. And Dorian, the viciousness, pulling Spartan's entire body weight by the injured leg around the ring. Just something simple as that can do so much damage and so much pain to your damaged leg. And it's a very interesting little maneuver here, a very simple maneuver. Dorian using his own leg to put extra torque onto the back of Spartan's knee and the back of his hamstring. And you can see this, almost a modified single leg crab at this point. This is a very well executed maneuver here from Dorian Webber. Maybe not quite as a tighter hold as he could have had, allowing Spartan to roll out of it. But I tell you what, if Dorian had a tighter hold on that leg, that could have been it for the match. But Spartan, his legs might be killing him, but desperation, Inzaguri taking Dorian Webber off his feet. And Spartan a little bit slower to get on the offense as he normally would, limping off that left leg. But I tell you what, you don't need a strong leg to chop a man in the chest. And I'll tell you from experience, Spartan's chops hurt. Spartan trying to suplex Dorian Webber, but that leg, again, giving him trouble, but maybe not enough trouble. Executing that beautiful suplex onto Dorian Webber. And Spartan now taking this opportunity while Dorian's stunned. Really trying to fire himself up, fire the crowd up, but he's maybe building for the spear at this point. Oh my God, but Dorian Webber sensed that was coming, and the drop kick right to the injured leg of Spartan. Spartan is down again. And with Dorian's masterful offense against Spartan, that might have been Spartan's last shot. And Spartan, desperation there, kicking at Dorian Webber with both the injured and his good leg. And Dorian's having absolutely none of it with a beautiful heel hook. Wrenching at the knee and the ankle of Spartan. Spartan trying to do the only thing he can do is just kick his way out. Trying to knot up the back of the hamstring there of Dorian Webber. It was enough there for Dorian to break the hold, but maybe not enough for Dorian to back off, kicking Spartan again right in the back of the leg. And going to this modified single leg crab. Dorian needs to hook his hands a little bit better on that leg to really get some extra torque. But I think the torque he's getting on an injured leg is probably more than sufficient to try and get Spartan to tap out. Spartan here, desperation, trying to reach and claw his way to the ropes. He has to know that is the only way out of this hold, and managing to get there at the last second. Clutching the ropes, but you see Spartan, the hold's broken, but he is barely managing to move. His leg, his knee, his hamstring has got me in absolute agony. Dorian Webber sensing the prize that he's got here, another shot at the Hughes Academy Championship. And Spartan has got to feel that shot slipping away slowly. But Spartan, again, kicking Dorian Webber back with that injured leg, but a lot weaker and a lot slower than maybe he would have liked. Shotgun dropkick from Dorian Webber, but again, that injured leg coming into play. Spartan is struggling to get to his feet, struggling to stay in, to capitalize on Dorian Webber being down. Normally we'd see Spartan up a little bit quicker and really staying on his opponent and staying up with his momentum, but he is struggling. Barely even able to keep up with Dorian Webber in the ring as Dorian's moving away from him. Oh, but Spartan caught him with that chop, speaking of catching up with people. But Dorian Webber, Irish whipping Spartan out of the ring, into the corner, sorry. Saw that foot coming, and a beautiful dragon leg screw. And I don't know if Dorian Webber's plan was to attack the leg of Spartan, but he has clearly sensed an opening, and he is executing it to perfection. And look at the eyes of Dorian Webber, almost a greedy look, like he can sense that victory for him is only a matter of time. He's sensing, oh my God, using his own body weight to bend the knee of Spartan backwards. This has got to be absolute agony, this modified backwards heel hook. I don't know where Dorian is coming up with these submission maneuvers, but they are disgusting. The torque and the pressure on the leg of Spartan at this point is... The fact that Spartan hasn't tapped out is a testament to the man's toughness. He has got to be in so much agony at this point as Dorian is like a surgeon picking away at that leg. But Spartan with his good leg managing to weaken Dorian enough that he could break the hold. But not enough that he could capitalize. And again, Dorian driving Spartan to the mat. Maybe with a little bit of a dirty tactic there, pulling the luscious hair of Spartan. Might be dirty, but it's effective. The tactic, not Spartan's hair. Spartan hair's beautiful. Oh, Spartan with a brutal kick to the back of Dorian Webber. But again, struggling to stay in front of his momentum. Every time he gets a little bit of offense, that knee starts playing up at him, that leg starts playing up at him, that double meteora, double knees to the chin of another human being has got to take them out of the match, at least enough for a 3 count. And Spartan is struggling to even get close to Dorian Webber for a pinfall. Dorian's tactics here. I thought that was a 3 count. I think maybe Dorian got his foot on the ropes and struggled out at the last second. But Spartan is really struggling to get to his feet and struggling to recover. And this is the genius of Dorian's tactics. Not only does it give him an avenue to attack Spartan, potentially win the match, it's also helping him not lose the match, as Spartan is struggling to maintain his offensive momentum. But Spartan again chasing after Dorian Webber, striking him in the back. And it looks like Spartan was thinking about slamming Dorian Webber on the floor, but Dorian Webber not having any of that. And to be fair, I don't blame the man. This is not a soft floor. But even on the outside of the ring, Dorian, who looks robotic almost in the look of his face, like he is in another zone, he's in another universe at this point. Pickpocketing, targeting, pinpointing that leg. Oh, but the shocked look on Dorian's face, he was smiling so much he clearly thought he was about to win that match, but Spartan again powering out. And I don't know how he's doing this. Dorian has masterfully targeted that leg, and the fact that Spartan is still fighting back is just a testament to the man. As I said, Spartan, he's a multi-time champion all over New Zealand. Former champion right here at Hughes Academy, looking to reclaim that former glory. But Dorian Webber is again kicking out. Spartan really struggling to get the victory here. And he has to know that there's a ticking clock on that knee. At some point, Dorian is going to hit the right submission hold and the right maneuver, and it'll be all over. Spartan there looking for tomorrow driver number 2, but Dorian had clearly done his homework, countering out of it with a very nasty kick to the back of the knee. And now Dorian targeting that leg again with another submission hold, another heel hook. This time grapevining his legs around the attacking leg, which puts additional pressure on the knee and makes it a lot harder to get out of. This is a maneuver I used to execute quite a lot myself. Very, very effective and very, very hard to get out of. Puts a lot of pressure on the person's knees, on your target's knees, on the target's ankles. But Spartan has to be sensing desperation with that massive right hand to get Dorian Webber to break the hold. But again, Dorian Webber staying on top. Looking to hang Spartan up upside down on the ropes with the Tree of Woe maneuver. But Spartan sensing the danger here. If Dorian can execute... Oh, my God. As I said, if Dorian can execute this maneuver, it's his entire body weight, Spartan's entire body weight, wrenching on that leg. And not only did we see that, when Dorian threw him down, the back of Spartan's head slammed against the mat. I mean, everything from here might be academic. Oh my God, Dorian going for a low dropkick on a Spartan. Spartan, impressive core strength, managing to get out of it. And a beautiful shotgun dropkick to the chin of Dorian Webber. Spartan again firing up for some desperation offense. And it is not often we see Spartan climb up the ropes. But injured leg or no, Spartan is getting up into the high rent area, stalking his prey. Dorian Webber, oh, with a beautiful cannonball. Spartan's entire body weight driving into Dorian Webber's chest. I tell you what, if Spartan could have gotten the cover, we might have seen the end of this match, but Spartan using this opportunity to get his breath back, fire up. And the look on Spartan's face, he is fired up with a beautiful uppercut. Dorian is down, looking like he's going, oh my God, for a second cannonball. Dorian Webber is out of it. I said before he looked robotic with his attack, but I think that the Spartan just found the off switch. Spartan really struggles to get Dorian Webber back into the ring. Again, the leg giving him trouble where he can't get underneath Dorian and roll him properly. And you had to know if he was a little bit faster getting to that cover, that might have been all she wrote for Dorian. Dorian has got to be feeling desperation at this point. Spartan is firmly in control. The match is slipping away from Dorian Webber. And a desperation maneuver again, going for that leg, sensing the end was nigh with that Tomorrow Driver number 2. Oh, but Dorian thought he had one over, and my God, the power. Oh my God, the power of Spartan. Almost deadlifting Dorian Webber onto his shoulders with a beautiful power slam. But Dorian kicking out at the last second. And Dorian Webber going back to what he's good at. Dirty tricks, pulling the referee right in front of him. And goading Spartan and slamming his face right into that middle turnbuckle. And again, Dorian going straight back to that leg. Oh my God, using the ring post. Again, wrapping Spartan's leg around that ring post with such force. Oh. The referee has got to step in at this point. He has got to get involved. Spartan is not going to quit in this match. He is too proud, and sometimes the referee's just got to get in there and end the match and let Spartan not be a cripple for the rest of his life. And if Dorian has his way, if Dorian keeps up this offense, that could very well happen. But Spartan again fighting back, kicking Dorian Webber off. Spartan setting up for the Tomorrow Driver. Looking instead for a big... Oh my God! I said the power of Spartan earlier, trying to get his feet underneath him for the Tomorrow Driver. Your winner of the match and number 1 contender for the Hughes Academy Championship, Spartan! I said earlier, Spartan has to get his legs underneath him, including the damaged leg, to hoist another man up for the Tomorrow Driver, and normally hooking the legs like he does makes it a little bit easier. Butterflying the legs makes it a little bit easier to get a man up and hold him that long. But the impressive strength of Spartan almost deadlifted Dorian Webber, hook legs or no, into the Tomorrow Driver number 2. And Spartan punches his way into a match with the Hughes Academy champion. Who that champion is, though, we will be seeing decided later on.